Hey guys, Devon Brown, the Success Renegade here, and it's time for another live answer to one of your questions. Now, today is going to be a little bit different because, as you probably know, my partner Joey Smith and I just launched this thing called the My Auto Cash Generator System, and it's a system that's completely free to use, and you can hop in, become a free affiliate, become one of our business partners, and we teach you all these different ways to market, and a lot of the ways that you can market are for free, and you just all your job is to market your link, and then the system takes over from there. And when the system makes a sale for you, you make money. Now the reason that I bring that up is because I get a lot of questions. What are we doing? White girls in the video? Okay. This is that's Maggie. That's Suzanne. That's my assistant's daughter. Okay. We'll see you later. Bye. Really? You just make a cameo and then dip out like that?
She does.
Seriously? Okay. White girls in the video? What? I'm playing. All right. Okay, so, sorry about that. The reason that I bring that up, guys, is because I got a call, right when we were about to launch the system, I got a phone call from somebody, and he basically said to me, Devon, I really need to talk to you and about the system that you're launching. And I was like, okay, well, what do you need to talk to me about? And he says, I'm at a point in my life where I've tried a bunch of stuff, and everything has failed for me, and I need to know if this can work, and I know that you guys made a lot of money with this system when you tested it at first, and I need to know if it can make me a lot of money because I need like $10,000 in the next 2 weeks, or something to that effect. And so he's like, can I make that kind of money with your system? Well, the answer is yes and no, and the reason the answer is, well, I'll tell you this. Let's do it this way. Let me tell you a quick story that hopefully you'll find value in, and you'll be able to relate to it, and it'll answer this question of, can this opportunity work for me, or how do I make an opportunity work for me, or whatever the case is. Back in 2001, I took my very first seminar. Now, this was a real estate investing seminar, and if you've been on my list for any significant period of time, you know that when I attended this seminar, I made no money. Now, if you haven't heard the story before, let me go ahead and tell you that I saw this thing on TV for how to make money in real estate. I went online, or I went to this real estate seminar with a buddy of mine. I dropped $4,000 on my credit card. I think I had like $4,003 balance on my credit card, and this thing was like right at $4,000. And I dropped the $4,000 on this seminar, and I went to this seminar for 2 to 3 days to learn how to become a real estate investor. Now, as you probably already know, I'm not a real estate investor. I've never made a dime in real estate, but I spent $4,000 in this real estate seminar, and at this seminar, there were, we had these little breakout groups. So like there were 100 people in the seminar, and we were each broken into groups of 10 people. And each group of 10 people had their team leader, and you got to spend some one-on-one time with the team leader. And so when I spent some time with my team leader, I don't know his name, we'll call him Mike, or whatever the heck his name was. We'll call him Mike. When I spent some time with Mike, Mike said, well, Devon, what aspect of real estate investing do you want to get into? Do you want to get into flipping houses? Do you want to get into wholesaling? Do you want to get into buying notes? What do you want to get into? And my response was, Mike, I need to make a lot of money. What time am I at, by the way?
3 minutes,
Okay,
20.
cool. I said, Mike, I need to make a lot of money really, really fast. So whichever one is going to make me the money the fastest, that's what I need to get into. Because I need to make $10,000 by the end of the month, or I'm screwed and I'm going to die and the world is going to explode. And this guy said to me, and I was about to punch him in his face, but good thing I didn't because he turned out to be right. But he said to me, he said, Devon, he said, you're going about this the wrong way. You're going about this from a place of, from a negative place, basically, from a place, if I don't make this money, I'm going to die, and you need to come at it from the place of, I'm going to get into this business, do that thing that appeals to me the most, and take consistent action with it and grow it like it is a business. And that's what he basically said to me, and I was like, no, but you're not listening to me. I said, I need to make a lot of money. I need to make a lot of money right now. So if I don't make money, the world is going to explode. You don't understand. It's going to be Armageddon. And he was like, Devon, I was there. Listen to me. You need to go into this the right way. You need to go into it not looking for the quick buck. You need to go into it saying, I'm going to build something here, because if it were easy, everybody would be doing it. And I was like, whatever, homie. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, you don't understand. Just tell me which one is the fastest way for me to make money. He was like, well, I think it's this way. And I was like, all right, well, that's the one I want to go with. And he's like, Devon, I'm telling you, you're asking the wrong question. You need to focus on this. You need to come from a different place. I understand that you're low on funds right now. I understand you need money. But you need to look at this as a business. If you're looking to make $10,000 overnight, the chances of that happening are very, very, very slim, like less than 1/10 of 1%. You need to understand that and accept that as a reality. And so I ended up fighting him, and I ended up finally saying, just tell me the answer. And he told me the answer that he thought was true. And I ended up, long story short, I ended up becoming a real estate investor. And after I left the seminar, I was a real estate investor for the next 2 days, and then I quit. And it was basically $4,000 down the tube. Then I got really mad and said that the whole thing was a scam. Well, the reality is that the guy that was sitting right next to me ended up making a lot of money as a real estate investor because we kind of kept in touch over the course of the next few months. And the point of me telling you that is this. When you jump into a program, and this is a lot of the questions. I'm looking at my site right now, and there's a lot of questions of, Devon, I'm broke, I have no money. Can this program make money for me? Will this program make money for me? Well, the answer is yes, but you have to work it. The challenge that most of us face, and this is just the God's honest truth, the challenge that most of us face is that we go into stuff with, oh my God, I need to make money. If I don't make money right now, I'm going to die. And then we try something for all of 5 minutes, and then if it doesn't work after 5 minutes, we chalk it up as a scam, and then we move on to the next thing. And you're not giving anything any time to work. All right? So whether it's the My Auto Cash Generator system or whether you're in your own business, it doesn't matter what it is. It wasn't until I personally started saying, you know what, let me actually treat this like a business and do things for the long term and do the consistent actions that I know I need to do. It wasn't until I started doing that stuff that I started seeing results. All right? So we just launched this My Auto Cash Generator system on time.
6 minutes 30.
Cool. We just launched the My Auto Cash Generator system on Thursday, and within 24 hours, we already have people making sales. We have some people that have made sales, and we have some people that have not made sales. And it's the 80-20 rule. Not that it's any surprise to me or my partner Joey, but it's the 80-20 rule. 20% of the people are going to make some money, 80% of the people aren't going to make any money. And we understand that. What's the difference between the 80% and the 20%? The difference between the 80% who are, or I'm sorry, the 20% who are going to make money and the 80% are not going to make money is that the 20% who are going to make money have already done a lot of work beforehand. They've started to build their list or done whatever, or they've started to build their Twitter followers already, and that's how they're driving traffic. But the long and the short of it is the 20% who are going to make money are the 20% who are willing to do what it takes to make the money and to spend the 2 hours a day that it's going to take to start seeing results. The 80% are going to send out one tweet or write one article or do something, say, oh, I haven't made $8,000 yet, therefore this is a scam. And that's on you guys, and that's a mindset thing. So a lot of the questions I get are, Devon, I have no money. Devon, I'm living off a pension. Devon, I'm on retirement. I want your system to work for me. Well, again, anybody's system can work. It's not will the system work for you. It's will you work the system, and will you work it consistently. So what I want you to do today is I want you to keep that in mind, and I want you to commit to yourself to doing something consistently until it starts to see results for you. Whether it's My Auto Cash Generator or anything else, what a lot of the big guys are out there are teaching works. You just have to be willing to delve in, jump in with both feet, and make that happen. Suzanne, any thoughts?
Well, that My Auto Cash Generator system is free to join, and you give them free
Oh,
ways of promoting it.
Right, and you can go to myautocashgenerator.com/affiliates. myautocashgenerator.com/affiliates. Oh, /affiliates.html, sorry. myautocashgenerator.com/affiliates.html. If you want to check out that system, obviously I highly recommend it because I'm biased, because, my partner and I created it. So check out myautocashgenerator.com/affiliates. That's with an S, .html. And check that out and, read it over and join it for free and start marketing and start being consistent. And, again, guys, keep in mind that it's not will something work for you, it's will you work for something. And, not will the system work for you, it's will you work the system. Not to sound like John F. Kennedy or something like that, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. All right, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this tip and you've appreciated my story of struggle, and hopefully you can relate to it. And I want to see you successful. I really, really do. So go take some massive action, be consistent with it, and I'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day.